people joining ISIS is different from ISIS leaders and ISIS thinkers. Okay,
True.
the people who join Muslim Brotherhood and people who join ISIS, they don't go and study the ideology and know the ins and outs out of it. They're not the leaders. They're not their main thinkers, right?
Right.
People at the bottom of these movements might not even understand the difference between them. It's the leaders who are like that. But
yeah. I don't
I
know.
mean,
It's really crazy because the people I knew that actually went and joined, they were the Salafis, and the Salafis are Muslim Brotherhood. Like it's all linked.
I mean,
yeah,
let me give you an example. You say that it doesn't make sense. It also doesn't make sense that Shia and Sunni will work
I didn't
together.
say.
Yet this Shia and Sunni are working together, and Shia and Sunni are supposed to hate each other more than Sunni and Sunni. So
Sunni.
yeah, more than Sunni and Sunni. So I don't see why they can't work together. Why Turkey cannot like ISIS to a point. I don't see why.
That's what but that's my point. I'm saying they work with each other. That doesn't mean they're not each other's enemies.
This is unacceptable what you did, Mr. Erdogan.
Yeah, what I'm saying doesn't negate what you're saying. What you're saying is true, and what I'm saying is true. For example, ISIS and the Islamic Republic are moral enemies. Like they are like they hate each other. They hate each other with the passion. And Al Qaeda and the Islamic Republic hates each other with like great passion. However, Al Qaeda and the Islamic Republic have worked with each other before. ISIS hates the Islamic Republic something more than they hate Americans, and yet they have worked with them sometimes. And here, like Deborah, let me read this to you. ISIS explicitly and officially engages in takfir, which is excommunication, of the Muslim Brotherhood. They do not view the Muslim Brotherhood merely as political rivals or misguided Muslims. They consider them to be apostates, murtadeen, who have left the fold of Islam. In the ideology of ISIS, the Muslim Brotherhood is a cancer that destroys their religion from within, and they believe it is permissible and often obligatory to kill them. And I
Oh
have a lot of
wow.
evidence for this. If you,
But yeah, you're right. But it's maybe the people I knew that they like rejected Muslim Brotherhood. But yeah, we were at odds with them because they work within the system, and that's haram. Like it's just that's what we would do. But you're right.
If they
But
did,
why is it considered not okay to ISIS? Is it not like what Hijra, like Muhammad did, like to take part in the system in order to eventually take over? Is it not acceptable by ISIS?
I mean, Muslim Brotherhood uses political tools like elections, right? Which is a
Yeah.
Western thing. They believe in prime ministers, presidents, nation states, borders. Like none of this in their mind is Islamic. All of this is Western. All of this, like vote elections means rule by the people. Like ISIS, like what the fuck are you talking about? Isn't Islam about
Right.
the rule by God? How
Wait,
are
but
you guys
Because
I
having
thought,
Muslim
elections? Like,
Brotherhood,
wait, I
yeah,
wanted
Muslim
just to
Brotherhood
understand one
become
thing.
okay.
mm,
I thought that the ideology of Albana was to do this in order to take over. Is it not so? Is it only to do this
no,
just to be part of it?
no, Muslim Brotherhood used these tactics later. I don't think Albana was involved in elections or I think Albana originally was closer. Maybe I have to look into
No, no,
this.
no.
Albana
The
was closer.
ideology he wrote, I meant.
That's what I'm saying. I think Muslim Brotherhood participating in elections and the Western model of governments came after Albana. But I think Deborah has an answer to that.
Yeah, like I was saying before, they all have the same end goal. They want the worldwide caliphate. They don't want the nation states. They're using this system against us. The Muslim Brotherhood has a very nuanced, big method of doing what they're doing: voting, becoming lawyers, doctors, becoming teachers, opening schools, appearing to be very like we're working with the West until they get their numbers. Like with so they just have a different method. Like Hizb ut-Tahrir, their method is to rally enough people, especially some army, rally up an army and get them to do a military coup. So that is their method to get the caliphate. Then you have like Hamas and Hezbollah and all the jihadi groups that think it's through violence. They all want the worldwide caliphate, and they feel like they're all just following different aspects of the way the prophet brought it about. Again, that's where they're getting their ideas from.
So I was wrong about, so I was right about something and wrong about something. So here's what I was right about. So I just checked. Yeah. So ISIS believes, okay, so I asked here, this is what I asked. I said, why is ISIS against Muslim Brotherhood? So the short answer is democracy. ISIS believe that making law is exclusive right of God because the Muslim Brotherhood participates in elections, sits in parliaments, and helps draft human-made constitutions. ISIS argues they are setting themselves up as partners with God, which is shirk, which is the most unforgivable sin in Islam. So they're setting themselves up as partners with God in legislation. To ISIS, voting or running for office is an act of polytheism or shirk, which instantly makes the Brotherhood apostates, regardless of their prayers or Islamic identity. So that's what I was right about. What I was wrong about is that apparently Hassan al-Banna also believed in elections. So I guess ISIS would consider the founder of Muslim Brotherhood to be a mushrik as well, or a polytheist.
I'm just
But yeah,
wondering,
Deborah. Yeah, go on.
just practical things like that, a country does, like decide how thick coating a cable should have if it's designed for outdoor use. Like there's no Sharia about that, is there? I mean, someone has to decide all those things.
Oh, there
Exactly.
is Sharia about that. Trust me.
Would they view any Muslim leader like that or any secular Arab leader that way? They're actually not very Islamic in ways. So if you think about it, nothing
All right. So,
is
Can we?
against it.
Okay. Hila raised her hand a while ago.
oh, Hila.
So maybe I will just take it away, but I'm just questioning. I just want to ask. I don't want to argue. I'm genuinely curious for the women here, Samantha, Nelbani, Deborah. I mean, this is, for me as a feminist, to see the girls from the UK going to ISIS, it hurt my bones. And when they came back, and some of them, they wanted help coming back. I mean, what about all of this in your circles? Like, how do you, as feminists, settle this inside yourself and inside your groups of feminists? And do you do something for these women? Like, is it even an issue? I
Being
mean,
a woman in Islam is a whole different ballgame, man. Like some of
yeah,
them were
this is
probably
why
completely
survivors
forced to
supposed
go,
to.
you know?
Deborah might have a lot of Deborah. She has been a Muslim woman for a very long time, so she might have some insights on
I
Deborah.
think a lot of them
Tell us
could have
about
been
the
forced, but I know a
tell
lot went voluntarily too.
tell us
No,
about
no.
the
As a feminist, I care about all the women in the world, okay?
Yeah.
Especially in Israel, where I can do actually stuff in the ground, not just talk, but I obviously care. So I saw the women begging for help from their countries. I know there's like also a German nurse, that got kidnapped, but there's many like Western women, young women that went by themselves, and like you talk about it, there's like,
Hmm.
I mean, in
Yeah,
your,
you're right. I think they went on their own. And I was very conflicted when I saw this happening because I saw myself in those women. And I was like, it hurt me because I agree with a lot of people that say, F them, they chose to go and betray our country and all this. But at the same time, I know that they were probably tortured the whole time over there. I don't know, man. That was a tough scene for me to gather.
you think the majority in your country will not want to save them if they have an opportunity, just because they were brainwashed or whatever and did what they
Yeah.
did as 16-year-olds, 18-year-old, 19-year-old? I
It's
mean,
they don't they will never admit that there's brainwashing involved in Islam, then you have to admit more about the religion.
Who will not say? Who will not admit?
Western people that don't understand Islam at all. I don't know. I've heard so many people just
But
hate these women and say they all need to like whatever.
Yeah.
Hurts me when I hear that because I'm like, that was me, guys. Like, I got out before I moved over there because I couldn't get that to that point. I could not bring my kids to that point.
But then it
I was
wasn't you.
but you know what I mean? I considered myself one of those women at a point. And so I feel for them because I think a lot of them, like I'm telling you, if I did not get out when I did, I would have been forced to go over the Middle East with my kids and I would have been trapped over there the same way. So
I don't judge their motives or what made them do these things because I assume a lot of things. And I can tell you, for example, we had a fight for Elizabeth. Liz, she has a PhD and she was in Princeton and they sent her to do her thesis research in Iraq. מה זה היה? Anyway, she got kidnapped by a group of obviously, and when she came back a bit, how you say, brainwashed. You know, she has like this syndrome when you fall in love with your capture or something.
Stockholm.
So when the minute she came back, she was like, oh, saying like a crazy shit, you know. But I don't know what they have, what kind of leverage they still have on her. So she's saying whatever they still tell her to say, or maybe they wired her. I don't know. So some
I'm
people
telling
judge her
you,
completely. But as a feminist,
practicing,
in the feminist cycles, we were not judging her. We will never judge her because we cannot even imagine what happened to her.
you're
Let's
right.
go back to
Indoctrination.
Let's go back to the list. It's actually Deborah's turn. If you have anything to add on top of that, and after that, Nail Bunny and Cat Lady.
Yeah, the
I want to hear more of your
indoctrination.
experience, Deborah.
I can't hear.
It's very interesting.
So just from practicing Islam, just practicing what I'm supposed to do every day for 12 years, every second of your day is told what you're supposed to do. You're performing rituals and saying du'as in Arabic and reading Quran and studying Quran and dealing with the kids every single day. It's such an indoctrination that you don't know how to think anymore. Like thinking it's really hard to explain because it took me so many years to get out of it. And I found methods from people who have left cults. It is so hard to leave that religion for one. That's one of the reasons. Not only that, you're literally trapped, like with the apostasy laws. And then if you're a woman and you have clearly you're having children if you're married, one after another. I had 4 kids. I had 3 miscarriages. I was always pregnant for 12 years. And you cannot bring your kids if you try to get out because Islamically, the man has the rights to them. If you love your kids, you're not going to leave. So that's another way to trap them. And you can't get a divorce without his permission. And they say, oh, yes, you can. No, no, no. You go to the elders of the community and see if they'll approve it. That was, I tried that process and it turned into such a nightmare. I had to pack my kids up and go to a shelter. Like that was just me trying to get other people involved in the marriage. And now I'm telling people in the Muslim community what's happening in your marriage. Oh my God. Like my husband turned into a monster, like instantly. It was terrifying. So the woman's experience in this religion is so vastly different from men's. It's unbelievable. So that's why it hurt me so much seeing those women because I know exactly, and they're going through the indoctrination much harder than I was because they're living in a quote unquote Islamic state over there. I can't imagine.
If in any time or place you will want to do something for these women that got away or to advocate for the women that stay there, I have the resource to do stuff as well, and I will happy to do it with you because I don't know where to start, but I do know that I want to take part of something that.
Hey, yeah, let me know. I've always been open to
Oh wow.
something like that. Absolutely.
I cannot say for this group of people what do they need, just because I'm a woman. But if you do and you do understand, yeah, let's do it.
Sounds great.
Wow,
Nail Bunny, what do you have to say on the topic?
that's
Yeah, well, it's
amazing, guys.
actually, it follows on pretty well from both of them talking about it, is that basically the treatment of women, I see it in Islam, and I think it's definitely on purpose, is it's coercive control. It belittles women to, it's telling them, this is a religion that tells women that hell is entirely populated by women. It tells you you're garbage from the day you're born, and you're just an object, and you have no control, and you have no brain, you're not smart. It is demeaning. It is coercive control. It's like an entire population of battered wives. Islam has so much control, and why you'll find women fighting and defending it so much. You're like wondering why. It's like because they want to not go to hell, and they think that this is the way to not go to hell, because they've been told that they're going to hell, and they don't want to go to hell because Islamic hell sounds absolutely horrific. I mean, if you ever heard the description of it, it's just, good God, if you actually believed in this, you're terrified. You're going to do anything you can to not go there. I think that that's why there's a lot of defending of it. And then I do think it's also because of just the brainwashing, coercive control. It just makes it so incredibly difficult. But the thing about it is you have to wonder is, why is it that way? Why? There has to be a reason. And it's because, and you see it in Western countries, when women have equality, they have free expression, they actually contribute in society, they actually have self-esteem, they say no to men. These men need women to obey them because no woman would respect them based on their character. So they have to force them. This is the way to force them. They would never have any kind of loyalty. They have to force it.
I
And
think
it's
this.
really pathetic. But it's also the reason it gives you a key into how to defeat them as well, is because you have to look at who do they bully. And if you make them stop, if you take away that person that they bully, they have nothing. And that's why they're doing it. It's because it's important. It's important to be able to bully this person. If you take away that person, they have nothing. It's why I've always said, if you take the women away, Islam completely collapses. And I've always thought, it's almost like you need, because we have like battered women and shelters. You get women out of those situations, and you give them shelter, and you protect them from their batterer. And I've always thought it was like, if you have like some kind of like underground railroad, the way of getting women out of this slavery, everything collapses without the women. It really does. I mean, they don't have the babies. They don't have, everything completely depends on the women.
Can I
You
ask you
can't
something?
Allahu Akbar people without women.
I want to take you further, okay? Because you're talking about them, the men. I'm talking about the women now. Like, if you're in the UK, how many women went to ISIS? How many women succeed in coming back? Is there a group that advocate for these women? Or like, because I see on the UK, they are all too, like, everybody's an activist. Everybody wants to be involved. I mean, this is like inside, it's your own people. How is it not buzzing? How is it not moving? How
I know that
is there still a lot of
Can
women
I?
that are there from back then when it was happening? I
I
mean,
don't
there
know
is.
how many went. I know that there were quite a few young girls, like Shamima Begum is the most
Yes.
famous one. She was like 15, 16, something like that. And it was all of her friends. They were all in just Bethnal Green, and they just joined ISIS. It's absolute insanity. they're controlled, they don't want to go to hell. So they join this thing. And, I don't know what to do about them because they've taken her citizenship away. And so she doesn't really have a country. And I honestly don't know how to feel about it. I go back and forth between she was so young to I don't want her in this country. I go back and forth between those two, which is pretty extreme to go back and forth. And I'm pretty sure loads of people feel exactly the same way. They want to have some compassion towards she was just a young girl, but at the same time, I don't know what she has in her heart. I don't know if she's just a sleeper agent or some kind of sleeper terrorist. I don't know what's in her head. And I don't know if I can find out what's in her head. But until I could find out what's in her head, I kind of don't want her here because I don't want her to kill anybody.
Cat Lady, what
So
do you
with this
think
in
about this?
mind,
No,
and
we need to go on with the
okay,
list.
but now the Palestinians are rising, and it's the same thing 5-7 years later. The public in the UK don't see the resembling between the cases.
I can't speak for the entire UK. Although there are plenty of people that are definitely waking up to Islam. That's definitely happening.
Emotionally, because of I'm a woman, I'm a lady. So funny. I can say, okay, I feel closeness maybe for other women, but I will not be acting upon it because it will be a hypocrite of me, because just because I'm part of something doesn't mean that I need to take care only of my own. Like, I know women can be psychopaths. I know women can be murderers. I don't have like unity with, like, I don't feel for any woman ever out there. Not at all. I maybe emotionally, but I won't let it like get too into me. I wanted to say something, but then you said it yourself, so I'm happy. You said, I cannot know what these people want or need, which is the point. It's like you can take care of something, you can worry, but make sure to know that the people want it. Wait until they reach to you and ask for help, because if you just go in, you can make things worse. You don't know. So that's good. And also, women in such societies can be, just think about it from their point of view. Why won't they leave? Because that's their people, that's their ethnicity, their tribe. Where will they go? It's like, it's not that anywhere someone is waiting for them. It's not that easy. And they're also like the commodity of the entire tribe. It's a commodity, it's an actual commodity. So it's not and also, who are we to like fix someone else's society? I don't know, it's complicated. I can see both sides. And but one thing, Hila, you're the kind of lefty I can work with. That's a compliment.
Mossad, what do you got?
I wanted to say that Cat Lady said a few things I was going to say anyway, but it
Anybody
is
can
very.
hear?
Can you hear me? Yeah, Cat Lady said some of the things I was going to say. But one of the things that definitely helps women is to learn to read and write in all these places. When women can read and write, they can do the rest of it eventually. It does take a long time, but definitely that's a big factor. That's why many of those societies suppress, right? They don't let women study. The second thing is, if you look at it like an anthropologist or something, these cultures were developed in a hostile desert. It made sense, right? You needed everybody to follow a certain rule and everybody to do a certain thing. So it was like their way of surviving. And of course, I think as they become more urban, I think this will also help break it up because they'll start mixing more. I mean, one of the things that makes a nation is people mixing. That's why the Palestinians are not exactly what they pretend to be. That's all.
I just want to make clear because a few of you said it. I don't, it's not that I don't understand what motivate people in Iraq or whatever, or ISIS. I get it. I'm just saying, as a society, a Western society, when parts of our Western society, these women were born in the UK, in Europe, in America, and because of some reasons that we're not sure why, we have speculation, they did this deed. So I was wondering, as a society, what should we do with these women? It's like they are also a kind of a
I mean,
trafficking
if you
victim,
if you
even
can
though
if
they
you
went on a plane by themselves. They know how to read and write. They were born in the UK. They wear Levi's jeans before, you know, and so that's what I'm asking. If we have, as a society of the West, not even a responsibility to go find this woman, bring her back in the military army or whatever, like Israel has, but as a society, don't you want to address it? Or I don't know this. I mean,
I think if I was British
it's
as
like,
a society, I'll be thinking first of saving my country than some crazy girl. Yeah.
but I mean, the ones that went, they already went, but they are still trying to bring more. So yeah, it's still your problem in a way, you know,
Well,
because somebody is taking advantage of a really weak part of your society, targeting it and trafficking it. So it's also kind of your responsibility. I don't know how, but I mean, just as a discussion.
Because I think that if you go to a hostile country, you need to show some sort of civilian responsibility toward the other civilians and toward the army. I mean, you can't expect the army to pull off a Black Hawk Down or something like that every time that some idiot gets married with the wrong guy. I think that if you are already in Syria, darling, you need to eat this disgusting dish that you cooked. And I'm sorry, but definitely women who lives in the UK, which you can help, and they didn't leave the UK, but they are with the kids and they are in a very hostile Islamic society. I think that it's worthwhile to help them. And I'm not saying you should convince people to leave their Muslim husband. It's not what I'm saying, but you need to offer a way of getting out to those who wish it. In Hebrew, we have a saying, we say, you can bring the horse to the well to drink the water, but you can't shove his head in the water and make him drink. So if somebody wants to get out, you need some people that are capable that can pull him out of there, or her with her kids out of there. In here in Israel, we have an organization called Comeback Brothers, Shuvu Achim. They are big Jews, basically, that come in big vans. And if you are already considered a beaten wife or anything like that, and you deserve a shelter under the Israeli law, so they basically pull up with their vans. They tell you to pack up your things. If the husband's at the home, they tell him, don't fucking move. And they smuggle her out of the house by force if necessary. That's a non-profit, by the way.